The Reality Podcast. Real conversations about life, love, and business. With me, Jason Rhee. This is The Reality. All right. Is that my printer? Hi, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the 20th episode of The Reality Podcast. I am so excited, as I always say in every episode, but this time I'm more excited because we have Jamie back, who was on our first episode. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
And we also have my bestie and #1 podcast listener out of all of the millions of listeners, Cheyne, in the studio today.
Hi, everyone.
It's true. #1 listener.
#1 listener. And then we also have a surprise reveal that we are now officially on video. So, you know, yay. And we have Noah, our good man Noah, our head cinematographer, rocking the video today. What's up, Noah?
Yay.
What's up? You probably can't hear me, but hi, everyone.
He's hot. He's hot and he likes girls. So line up. I'm so excited because, you know, we wanted to find like a milestone episode, and it just coincidentally happened that we had recorded up to 19 episodes. So 20th is kind of the milestone we decided. And just to kind of give a little background, Jamie has been doing editing notes for the podcast for this entire 19 episodes. So thank you for taking the time to. But she also does the album artwork. So all the album artwork has been done by Jamie, while she also runs, you know, all the different things that she does. And Cheyne has been a #1 listener, but also #1 advocator for me.
That's right.
In the 12 years we've known each other now.
about
He
12
has saved me from crying moments to laughing moments to some dark, you know.
Yeah, but also some big stuff, too.
Big stuff, too. Thank you for spinning it positive, because I was about to take it dark.
This is the podcast to do it.
Yes. So I think what we wanted to do is we just wanted to talk about like a progress report of how a progress report.
Oh.
Report. Can we edit that in? Do we have the budget for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. And just kind of get an idea of how, you know, what's the temperature of the podcast? How do you feel listening to it? And
Can I start? You didn't say, with me, Jason Rhee.
oh, that's the intro. That's a
That's
pre-recorded intro. Oh, do you think I do that every time?
Don't do it every single time?
Absolutely not.
Oh my God, I was wondering
Absolutely
how you
not.
guys are so consistent.
No, but there's also a blooper at the ending of the podcast, which I don't see. Since you are my #1, you should
Yeah.
probably listen to the very end.
Yeah. Hey, transfer me via Venmo.
Yeah. Transfer me via Venmo, which
Yeah.
I don't think is a proper sentence, but hopefully no one's noticed. All millions of listeners.
Well, have you gotten any transfers?
No.
No one's noticed?
No one's So no one's listening. No one's listening. Okay. Well, also, I just made out with the mic. Also, we did get some notes on the first episode. Jamie was concerned and nervous about the saliva in her mouth. So we found out that if you actually drink apple juice, thanks to Renee, one of our listeners, can you guys see this? Is this in frame? I didn't know which apple juice to get, so I got each and every one. Dole. Can I balance it all, you think?
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Probably not. Dole.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. No stunts here. So fill up on the apple juice
Perfect.
so we can get saliva free.
Wait, so Jamie, you said that this like helps with saliva?
It's supposed to I think, help dry out your saliva.
Dry it out.
So, you don't hear that,
Smacking.
yeah. But I don't think it's
The ASMR
helping
moment.
me.
Well, try drinking just one by itself. Maybe just try drinking.
I'll take this.
And also, I don't know, is one of these like juice cocktails?
I don't know. This one is very, very pulpy, though.
I'm drinking a Dole, 100% juice, apple juice. I hope we get a sponsor. It's probably not going to be Dole unless... is Dole problematic? Did they grow
We'll
these
find
fruits on
out.
plantations or something?
Probably in Hawaii with the pineapples.
No. What about pineapples?
They're not native to Hawaii.
What does that even mean?
That means
They just get them flown in.
they created the plantations.
The
flew-
Dole factory?
The Dole factory. And used Hawaii as a way to manufacture the pineapples.
Well, someone visited that.
I'm going to have to
pineapple.
archive that post. Wait, for real?
I mean, I'm from Hawaii. I think I would know a little.
Well, jeez, excuse me. Okay, I mean, I feel like it's kind of cleansing my palate.
Yeah, I feel dry.
Where are you dry?
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Oh, I do.
It's
I
arid.
kind of feel like it's working.
Yeah,
so
I
I have
think-
to like continually.
Well, I think you were
drink it.
drinking with champagne, so I don't think that was really helping. Okay, so let's just get into it. We are on our 20th episode, so thank you to all the listeners who's been listening this far and committing to us. I know that there has been some upload errors throughout our Sunday night, Monday morning posting. Do we like Mondays?
I like Mondays.
I like a Monday.
Monday's great. I think Monday's great. I think I just need to do a check-in and make sure midweek people didn't forget to listen.
Yes.
But what I like about it is it helps me get through the case of the Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
So I really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
How about you, Jamie?
I don't partake because I've already listened to that episode.
I made
like,
editing notes.
Yes.
We also have decided starting episode 20, we will not be editing anything because it is the reality,
Yes.
which means sound issues, gas, flatulence. It's the same thing. We're just putting it all in.
How long do you normally record for?
6 hours.
And
Well-
then you cut it down to 1 hour. That's amazing. And that's the best that you could get from those 6 hours.
I sense a little
Cream of the crop.
sarcasm.
It's the best.
Okay, good.
But I will have to say, like, the most notes we've done, maybe
Yeah.
total, if you add it up together, it's like 3 minutes. You know,
Okay.
it's like 10 seconds.
We
here,
barely
there.
shave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to keep it all in.
Yeah.
We've only had some guests come back and say that they needed some things edited, but I won't say who it is.
Because some, as in one.
Subscribe to the Patreon if you want to hear the unaired footage of what that guest did not want in the episode.
It'll all be there. So let's talk about some.
Well-
Should we do positive or negative first?
I will say, because I
Oh.
was going to, like, say, there's one thing that you do, like, 85% of the time, so please don't do that anymore. But you didn't
Will
do
you
it
say
this time.
were you closer to the mic? Yeah.
You didn't do it this time.
Okay. What is that?
Like, I don't even know how, but every time there's like an intro, because they always cut like the first bit where you're checking the mics and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you go, "Hi, everybody. This is another episode." But you somehow like roll your conversation into the hi. Like, "Oh, are we good? Hi, everybody." And so it's like
I see.
that little split second
Yeah,
timing
yeah.
is like a peeve.
Okay.
Of mine.
Well,
But,
thank you so much for coming in, Jamie. If you can exit, please.
but I will say, I feel like the reason why I think we're at a good spot to
Yeah.
like video, no edits, is just because you've gotten so much better.
I mean, I have to say the
I
first episode was the first few were shambles, shall we say? Because I was nervous,
Yes.
and then I realized that because I'm so deeply empathetic, and I care so much about my guests that I'm like spending a lot of the time in conversation navigating through their feelings and emotions and making sure that they feel safe. That I realized that like, oh, I'm actually not like as present. But then the last, I would say 10 episodes or so, I was kind of really in my space, and it's been getting a little better. But also, I
Yeah.
think things in my life have changed. Maybe that has a little bit to do with it. I've now gone sober, so I'm officially sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm 100 and I forgot the number. Hold on, please. I think it's important that we share that number, right? It's important.
Yeah.
Because we're all just keeping track of numbers. Is that right? I don't know why I'm upset. I'm the one that brought it up. I am officially. Oh gosh, stupid app. I am 139 days sober.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll
Thank
drink
you.
to that.
Are you drinking that $10 bottle all to yourself?
You guys were dumb for grabbing the cheap shit.
I know we did. I wanted to make sure my guests got the bougie stuff.
Thank you.
You gave me the from concentrate.
Well, Jamie, I think that's what helps with the saliva you have the most.
That is true, probably.
It's amazing how much saliva you manufacture in your
Oh,
frame.
No.
Are-
I'm just 80%
Saliva?
saliva.
Do we know what the actual ratio of that is? Is that an actual thing? No.
The
I-
percentage of
Absolutely
saliva in a
not.
human body?
How much saliva? Isn't this what podcasters do with their
Look
computers?
it up. I mean,
How much saliva
Yeah.
is in a body?
In a human body?
How much saliva? The normal daily production of saliva varies between 0.5 to 1.5 liters.
I'm like a 5-liter.
You're definitely a 5-liter. The whole unstimulated saliva flow rate is approximately the rate blah, 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 during eating, chewing, and other stimulating activities. How humans do have infinite saliva. The average human produces 25,000 quarts of saliva or spit in a lifetime. That's saliva that fills 2 swimming pools. That's disgusting.
I think we can move on.
I know. Okay, note. We
Show
will not
note.
show
Okay,
note.
cut that, cut that.
Cut the saliva bit. Now I'm insecure. Okay. So should we start with the likes or dislikes?
Let's start with the likes.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we like? I definitely think finding the guests that are excited to open up and have
Mhm.
something bigger to say other than like just promoting something simple is probably something that I've been enjoying more in conversation with guests.
Mhm.
Yeah. You've had a lot of great guests.
I've had some great guests. Yeah. I've had some great ones, had some good ones, and I've had some great, like they should take the podcast and do it themselves.
I'm always surprised because like each episode, I don't know the guest usually.
Yeah.
I barely know them. Maybe I know their name. I always wonder, like, do people care to listen to like strangers talk? 'Cause you know, like late night shows and stuff. It's like they're all celebrities, so like
Yeah.
you're inherently interested.
Yeah.
But like these people you don't know, like, why would I listen to them for an hour?
Yeah.
But then like each episode, I'm like, that was such a great episode.
Yeah, I do have to say, I think
Actually.
I've been very lucky with the people that have come on to just be as vulnerable and open to just sharing, which has been really, really beautiful, I think.
Well, you also have like very unique guests, people like James.
Yeah, she's
She was
amazing.
Great. Yeah.
James, Brian, who has like such a diverse background in just being a diplomat
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
another country
Yeah.
with such a cool perspective. And again, I think one of the likes, I don't know if it was a like or a dislike, but I do say supermoms a lot because I have a lot of supermom friends.
Definitely.
I don't want to get canceled because I think motherhood is so like very respected and wonderful, but I don't know if we need to spend 15 minutes.
This podcast is sponsored by Motherhood, by working moms.
It's okay. So I mean, I think it's also because I used to psych myself up by making these intro bits. I used to write
Mhm.
them, and I would like do a culmination of their Instagram bio with their website bio, and then like to have this pressure of doing some sort of like, you know, Emmys or Oscar bit where I'm like introducing them, but then I kind of just decided to just let it be more organic
Yeah.
and have more fun with it. But then again, if they're a mom and they are usually doing something amazing, which makes me sometimes feel like I'm being sexist because I'm like, oh, you're a mom and you work? Let's give her a reward.
Well, I think it is impressive.
It is impressive.
I mean, we can barely take care of ourselves.
Oh, tell us about it,
Right?
Shane.
Here we are drinking apple juice straight out of a carton.
That's a $10 carton. That's actually a great life to live, right?
It definitely is.
Yeah,
yes.
it is a good life.
Yes, but I'm just saying, to be able to do something like raise another human being and kill it in business,
Yeah,
amazing.
I think so. I mean, that's actually very true because just getting out of bed for me is an accomplishment enough, and then to know that I'd have to like feed, change, and care, and then also like have to change the way that I have to say things because I say terrible things all the time. And then like, you know, we have great mom friends like Jade, who like is so good at like navigating like
Being mindful of how they speak.
yes.
And the example that they set for their children. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they don't like take any of that impression into their lives.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How do you convince people to be on your podcast? Because do a lot of these people have experience? I'm guessing no.
You know what?
On being interviewed.
I'm surprised that people have said yes, but I'm really excited about the guests that we have coming up because we have some really big guests that like I was a fan of, like from TikTok or something like that are actually excited to come on.
Have
but
you
I'm-
ever like asked like multiple times, like kind of like
No.
not begged, so just like, do you want to be on the podcast? And it's just like
I think
yes, let's do
there's
it.
more apprehension with people that are nervous to be on a podcast.
Mhm.
But I think once they settle in, they realize that it's more of a conversation. Again, my podcast isn't. We're not a deep thinking podcast. Well, actually, no. Let me
I
take that
think-
back. We are deep thinking.
Yes.
We just package it in glitter and frills.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I also think I'm pretty good at making sure to ask if there's anything that we don't want to like talk
Mhm.
about. But obviously, I also ask people specifically, knowing that they're going through something really interesting, to share on the podcast too, like divorce or surgeries, to like, help them go through, a better life. I think those are all really fascinating topics on top of work.
Sure.
But yeah, I haven't really gotten any hesitation. I mean, I've asked you a few times, and I know you were pretty apprehensive.
I am.
And here
that
we
why you
are.
I'm still apprehensive.
Is that why you asked?
No, I
there
mean-
was a little passion in the question.
Well, because for me it is a very I'm a very private person in general. And so to get people, I guess, to open up in that way in such a public platform, to me, I find very interesting that people are willing to do that.
Yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of it is promotional, right? Like people are here to plug their business or what they do. But I mean, the reason I always wanted to do an episode with you is because you've just known me for such a long time. And even though, I'm also not a celebrity, so people are not like listening to me in the same way that you're saying people are going to like a talk show to watch a celebrity. I do think that I think selfishly, like this podcast has just really been an amazing experience for me to get to know myself better and also acknowledge my community more clear, and having a little bit more of an understanding of how people work. That's really what I've been getting out of it. So even if I'm gonna, never get sponsored, like I feel like I'm creating something that's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
And then in my 60s and 70s, I'm gonna look back on this chapter of my life where I was like, wow, I thought I had so much important shit to say, to only find out that none of it mattered.
Well, it's meaningful and fulfilling, I feel.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And I think anyone that can, anyone that's doing anything right now in life, I just hope that we all have some sort of greater focus and, a bigger calling to do something great in this life. And I know
Sure.
that I tend to want to do a lot. So you two are probably the two that know the most about everything that I want to do in this world, and are usually wrapped up in it, and usually have to then come save me from it. And so I think it's such a beautiful thing to have you both on this like milestone episode for me, because it is a milestone. Like, I can't believe we did 19
know.
episodes.
It kind of went by in like a flash.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And like another pro tip is it did help batching a bunch of episodes so that when we did release them, we weren't neck and neck like we're going to be the next few weeks. Thanks, Noah. Like, this is going to be pretty live. Like, this comes out pretty much in like 5 days.
Less than a week.
Yeah. So get that
Thursday,
sharpen your
Friday,
pencil,
Saturday,
Jamie.
Sunday, yeah. Fifth day.
Oh, was it 5 days? I totally guessed that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Aw,
Cheers.
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 Mm.
It's really getting that. Oh, you're blocking my
Oh,
shot.
sorry.
Okay. So any more likes before we get into things that we're going to abandon or retire?
Well, I have to say, your podcast really shows what a supportive person that you are. I think that most people, I feel like, aren't. Because it isn't every day that you listen to a podcast that has a shout out in every single episode.
Big and small.
You have a shout out to your psychic, your sister Jen,
Haribo.
Penny Saver, Delta Airlines.
I'm Delta Platinum now.
The list goes on.
Yeah, I think
Not
it's been
sponsored, but
yeah,
None of these
not
sponsored.
sponsored. That actually I actually flew those miles, but I know I think it's because when I hear of somebody bringing something up and we have that connection, I get excited. But I do catch myself now saying shout out to, and then I realize I've shouted out so many. So here's my question: do my abundant amount of shout outs then make my shout outs feel less special?
I don't think so.
no.
Okay.
Keep the shout outs coming.
But
Okay.
you probably won't get sponsorships because you
'Cause
do
I'm
it for
offering it
free. So
I don't
maybe-
think the North Carolina Dance Company was going to sponsor you anyway, so feel free to give them that free
I mean,
shout-out.
if James, you better. I mean, let's hope she's listening. I know she's doing Broadway right now, so she's busy. But I mean, I was hoping that I would get some sort of sponsorship with that dance academy. Okay, so we're going to continue with shout outs. Do we want to get into the retiring bits? Do we want to get into things that we want to get rid of?
Do you have anything you want to retire from the podcast, Jamie?
I
Oh.
do. I feel like everyone knows that pre-2020, you thought you were white.
Uh-huh.
and it was, and I don't want to like minimize that actual experience,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the bit of it, I feel like
The oh my god, I'm not white.
I feel like if you get that sound clip, you can pull it from like
Yeah.
6 other episodes.
Yeah. I see.
I'm just okay with retiring that bit because I think maybe the probability of a listener
Mm-hmm.
listening to like any 2 episodes have already heard that one.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't want to hear it again.
Okay.
also.
Got it. So I will retire the fact that I, again, up until 2020, didn't realize I wasn't white.
Mhm.
Because I really didn't.
Well, you know now. It's a
Now I
different
know
world
I'm
today.
a queer Korean American, barely the American part because we're not doing too well right now. But yes, we can retire that. So noted. No more shout out to my 2020 simpler minds back then because now I'm woke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have one.
Oh shit.
Maybe the Cheesecake Factory stories
I was
or the Cold Stone Creamery stories.
What's with that? Well, okay.
I was gonna say, like, we know you went into the freezer with a fresh made waffle with all the cookies.
Yeah.
to get stoned.
Yes.
Okay, in my defense, those were all completely serendipitous moments because I did not realize my guests all worked there too.
Yes.
Which is why I think the Cheesecake Factory connection is actually like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Sure.
Because somebody knows somebody who worked at a Cheesecake Factory.
Well, I actually don't
And they still don't sponsor me. Just
I don't mind like the excitement every time someone with a cheesecake because I also
Yes.
love that connection.
Okay.
Maybe it's like
Keep
the
it short.
same anecdote. Maybe like a
Oh.
different cheesecake anecdote.
Although, Jason,
Oh.
I would die if you were sponsored by Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, I would be so happy.
that would be awesome.
Have I talked
Yes.
about the cheesecake that I wanted to pitch?
No.
Okay, but
You can do
then-
it now. We
Yeah, but
allow
that's it.
We allow it in the
Okay, so when I was working at Cheesecake Factory, I was thinking, wouldn't this be an amazing cheesecake? Okay, a matcha green tea cheesecake with the
Goodness
fortune
sake.
cookie crust, a tazo berry swirl with the chocolate fortune on top.
That's cute.
That
A
would have
white
been
chocolate fortune.
yes. Noah likes it. He likes the Asians.
What are you going to call it?
That what?
What are you calling it?
Oh, how much I love you.
Oh, that's cute.
That's racist, kind of, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
Is it?
I don't think so.
How much I love you.
Well,
I mean,
the
don't say it
accent.
like that.
But that's more of Italian. My Asian is a very Italian.
Okay.
How much I love you. How much I love you. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Cut that. Cut
Yeah.
that. Cut
This will be the 20th and last episode of this podcast because I was canceled. Okay, so then I'll find some new. Well, so maybe we just don't bring it up anymore. It's just waiting tables is such a fascinating part of my life.
Because I also do love like the reoccurrence of like certain people who like were in the service industry, whether
Yeah.
they are or not anymore.
Yeah.
And that kind of like connection and like character
Can I
building and
shout
all
out?
of that.
I was about to shout out and then I stopped myself.
Who? No, but we said shout
Yeah,
out.
shout out
first.
I want to
great.
shout out all the people that work in service industry. I think service people are angels.
We do love it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, we are reinstating the Cold Stone and Cheesecake
No
Factory
Cold Stone.
Oh,
stories.
no Cold
Oh,
Stone.
No Cold Stone.
I think the Cold Stone I also add to give me a little edge that I like used to smoke pot in a freezer.
Okay.
But also
Yeah.
like now that I'm an addict, like I don't think I need that edge anymore. That's actually probably better than my addiction stories now. Don't fire me.
It's the most tame
Yeah.
of your stories.
I mean, we've had some fun ones, haven't we? Amongst both of us, or all three of us, actually. Okay, so that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, is there anything that we're
No.
holding back? Because I don't want to leave here, wanting to slip my wrist, but at the same time, I love to be audited because I think it's important.
So as far as retiring any more things,
Mhm. Or something that would make you even more excited about it and maybe make you share it on your social media.
I'm okay with retiring that like question if you had like 5 days left in the world.
That happened like one time.
That happened like 3 times. And 'cause
Okay.
everyone's answer is going to be the same. Like, I spend it with my family.
Boo.
I go
No,
somewhere.
that wasn't
I
my
go-
answer. Wasn't mine just like mine made me feel really selfish. I think mine was like,
Right, because no one's going to be that selfish when you ask a question.
oh,
You know what I mean?
like real though.
Maybe.
I mean,
don't know.
I love my family, but if I only have 3 days, 5 days, shit.
What was your answer?
I think it was like about money or food or I can't even remember.
Ask me that question.
Just what would you do if you only had 5 days to live?
Full on Bender and the Purge in real life.
Wait, you want to kill people?
I'm dying in 5 days.
No, because we're all dying in 5 days
Yeah, but-
was a thing.
But is that something you want to just try?
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, but you want to kill people?
I guess because
I
that's
only
your
have
one
5 days to do
chance
it.
to experience that of being a murderer.
You want to
No,
murder
I do
someone?
not.
No, I would say
Okay, Noah, cut that. My friends
No.
and family, I would love to spend time with them.
there's no cutting. Remember, this is all out there. This is live. We're going live on Twitch right now. Twitch.com/thereeality. It's not really there. I would probably do the Bender, but I would just do, instead of like purge, I would do orgy.
Okay.
Just like all of the dicks in
Okay.
every color. Just
Sure.
just all of them. Sorry, Jamie. Forgot we're family. I tend to scar her sometimes. I'm sorry, Jamie. Do we need to
doesn't
retire?
even faze me anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Good.
No.
Good.
Do we need to retire mock orgies from the podcast?
I just need to because we don't normally ever get visuals. So now that I can
Yeah, you got
show the
Yeah.
visual,
You
of
got to
what
show
that
how
would look
many
like,
dicks.
Yeah.
like just everywhere, like. Huh, huh.
You're catching arrows.
Let's hope they're like not arrow size though. If you get my drift.
I catch it. I catch your drift.
Okay. Let's bring it back. Focus. Okay, so we have about 2 minutes before I have to go to a commercial break.
Okay.
Is that how we plug a
Already?
commercial? I don't think that's how they plug it.
I think they just go straight into it.
Okay, so we're gonna go. I mean, this is all the fun of the This is all the fun of the reality, guys. You don't know what to expect. We might have something coming up from under your chair. Nothing. There's nothing there. We didn't prep that. We didn't have a
No.
crew big enough. Sorry. In the future. Okay. I think the apple juice is actually making it worse.
No, you have to constantly drink it. Like every.
But then I feel like I have like really bad breath. You know, like apple juice
Mhm.
breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely not like a date activity.
No. What, recording a podcast?
I
Maybe
wonder-
it is. I don't know.
This is my favorite. date.
Are you so horned
guys.
up right now?
Oh my
Just-
god.
Honestly, that would be if that is something exhilarating and like attractive to somebody, I think that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Like be asked to be on a podcast and then just like revving your hormones up.
Very LA though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It is also very LA
Yeah.
to have a podcast.
For sure.
And then I was also wondering, is there an age limit? Am I too old for a podcast?
no.
No.
Well, let's ask somebody who's younger than us.
What?
Bobby Lee's like 50, right?
I love the
Wow.
references, Bobby
Your,
Lee.
your doppelganger. Don't
Could have
worry.
been Joe Rogan or anything, or
Ooh.
ooh, Howard Stern. Oh, who do we have? Who's left?
I don't know.
Oh, they're all like problematic white men and Bobby Lee.
Podcast?
There's space for you.
Okay, with that, we're going to go to a commercial break. Oh, hi there. Would you like your commercial on the Reality Podcast? Please make sure to do it with me. Oh, that's not good.
Jason Rhee.
I was waiting for that.
Because you like said it in the same exact way.
Please give me your money so I could advertise your business. Commercial. Here. Ad. Do 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 do. Hey, welcome back. Do we welcome back in a pod? Oh, this is our first time doing a commercial. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
welcome
can
back. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you took a poop or had to answer that email or do that conference call because I'm assuming you're either at work or you're pooping.
I know I'll be on. I'll be at work when I'm listening to this.
I know you should be at work right now. Okay. So during the break, we ordered food. That's what we did.
It's really important.
Really important to share. Okay, so do we want to get into the real stuff now? Let's go deep.
What's the
Shane,
real stuff?
who are you?
Are we ambushing me? This is an ambush interview right
Well,
now?
I mean, technically, you are a guest. You're a new guest. Nobody knows who you are.
I
This
don't
is
even-
what he did to me the first episode. I was just gonna like ask him a question, and then
In my defense, you did not prepare questions. You were supposed to prepare
I
questions.
prepared the one.
You had one question, which
Oh,
again
makes it into every show.
yeah, which we've kept
Are
in
we
every show.
retiring now?
I don't know.
or-
Should we retire? The question is. the question. Oh,
What's the biggest misconception
perception about you,
Mhm.
either in work or in life?
Yeah.
And that's a great
I
question.
think it's a great question.
It always makes people like, it derails them on their thought process.
Or they're like, I don't care. Which
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder what that feels like.
Oh,
That's
to not
nice.
care?
Yeah.
Well, I think what's great about that question is that it also you get a peek into what people want other people to know about them.
Yeah.
And so whether or
Mm.
not like we don't we
I
have-
like the way that he.
well because we have
phrased that.
no clue on what people think about us, right?
Yeah.
It's just like subjective. I mean, sometimes we get evidence of it here and there, but what the people are really answering is, I wish that people would see me in this particular way,
Ah,
which I
okay.
really enjoy.
Great. So, Shane,
Oh God.
what is the biggest misconception about you?
The biggest.
You did literally what everybody does when they get that question.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, because again, it runs on the idea that I know what people think about me, which if I did,
Yeah.
I would exploit the shit out of that and use it to my advantage. But I don't know what people think about me. I think that people think that I'm more confident than I really am.
Yeah.
And I wish that people wouldn't think that of me.
Because it's hard.
It's a
To
lot
live
of
up to
pressure.
it?
It's a lot of pressure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know, girl.
Yeah. You too know.
But then also I lean into it and then I like sell it.
Yeah.
And then I end up like, spiraling out of control.
Sure.
But so you don't really have, do you have, it's really just the fact that you are way braver than you are or more confident.
Yeah, I would say brave and
I think
confidence
brave.
are different.
But you are brave. I think you are very brave, actually. I think you're one of my most bravest friends.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have always kind of lived unapologetically, even though maybe you don't think that way. But I mean, since I met you, you always stood out. You always chose to be different and unique, and you shine with people. You were hilarious. I think you're one of the funniest people I know.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, really. I think you we have,
Absolutely.
yeah, you are hilarious. And
Yes.
every time I'm with you, I feel like we're like a comedy duo. Like we would crush it in Wow and WeHo. I feel like we would just crush it.
Yeah.
And then if we didn't make out with the guy, we'd end up going home. You also are the king of Irish goodbye.
Oh yeah, I do.
It was like
I do make a quick
like
bathroom break.
No. That bathroom break would imply that you've excused yourself. You just used to vanish. And you know that meme of Homer going like
In the
this?
Into the bushes?
Yes,
Sure.
yes. That was like back then. But we also haven't gone out in a long time together because I've retired from
Yeah.
the Rainbow Road.
Well, we've gotten a little older.
I know everything hurts. But you are one of my bravest friends. And I think that is what I love about our relationship is you've always also inspire me because every year you want to try something new and unique and you research things and you read things, which
Yeah.
I hate doing. But you really do like apply yourself in this life, which I think is so important.
I try to because I mean, really, we don't have our time is not promised.
Yeah.
So I try to take advantage of what time I do have. And since I was a kid, I've always wanted to experience so many different types of lives. And realistically, that's not possible. I only have this one. So as much as I can expand myself, I try to. And this really is an ambush interview, isn't it?
I am Diane Sawyer. But I mean, and again, we can move on, but I do think like you are so brave in so many ways. Like even the way that you designed your room and the way that you also present yourself
You're
and
like
your
a
body.
quiet brave. Though.
You're-
You're
oh,
not,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
loud.
I'm just existing, you guys. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, bitch, it is well on you because you existing is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful and bright and brave.
Well, it's nice to have people around me who think so highly of me.
Yeah. Are you gonna leave now?
I gotta go to the bathroom, you guys. I'll be right back.
I mean, this whole project has been so fascinating. This experience
Yeah.
of just having conversations with people, and I think, you
I
know,
have like a follow-up question,
oh yeah,
but in a way where I don't know if it'll actually like land. And
okay,
it's like a good question because I feel like it can like be on the cusp of like just corny, cheesy.
well, we love corny cheesy here.
But because I'm like in the way of like what's the biggest misconception about you? So that's speaking of like how you think other people see you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to know in like a very honest, like non-embarrassing way of like what's your most favorite like character trait about yourself. And I feel like a lot of people will be like kind of fake humble, like, oh, but like if you really
My
think
big
about
dick.
it.
My big fat penis.
But that's very valid.
Girl, I wish
know?
that was true. I wouldn't
But-
be here right now if it was. I would be sprawled out taking photos of it right now if that was the case.
We'd be recording something completely different
Absolutely.
right now.
Honestly, we would be sponsored. We would have an OnlyFans. Absolutely. If I had like one of those like Splash Mountain dicks, like man, everybody would be on it.
Sorry. Can you explain what a Splash Mountain dick is?
Okay, as I said it, I was like, shit, that could mean many things.
Uh-huh.
I didn't mean like the moisture level of it.
put it
I
in the
mean
log?
the log.
The log.
I meant the log
The
of like that.
dropping log.
Yeah, like, and
Got
everyone
it.
be like, ah,
Got it. When you're on the log, you're always getting wet.
Oh. Are we gonna get sued?
Cut that.
Also, fuck Disney.
Oh.
Lost that sponsorship.
This podcast
Bye,
took a turn.
Disney.
I mean, they're so terrible. We found so many shady things this year.
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, I'll answer that question, but we all have to answer it.
Okay.
Okay. Should I go first?
Yeah.
I think what I've come to, I guess, acknowledge / love about myself the most is that I can make people feel connected. I think that's something that I've realized is a power of mine, being able to bring subjects to the table by using myself as a vessel and showing my experience of doing it. And it may not be beautiful, it may not be well, but I think that part I really like about myself
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
I also care to do that because I do want everyone to feel connected and I don't want anyone to ever feel isolated or alone. So I think that is probably the thing I love about myself the most.
Yeah.
Is that what motivates you to connect to people? You don't want them to feel alone?
I think so. I think I really do care. I think I care almost to a fault at times, but I really do care about everybody. And as you know, in my history, it's gotten me in trouble many times. But yeah, I think the idea of hearing about somebody being sad or feeling alone or feeling isolated or feeling othered is something that I want to advocate against because I think that we're all connected. But I don't know if that really even answers the question because I think
I think it can.
does that answer the question?
Sure.
Because I don't think that there's really anything else like that I do myself. No, I
think that's like your social ability to
Yeah.
connect with people, like strangers,
yeah,
in a way that's like both ways. And I think that's what is highlighted in the podcast. Is like guests. Some of them are like friends, and some of them are like new friends.
mhm,
But it's like because they feel a connection with you,
Yeah.
because you kind of also help supply that
yeah,
instantly they kind of like are able to open up and feel more comfortable
yeah.
because they feel like they share the connection.
Yeah, and maybe it's a little selfish because I do enjoy that connection. Like I enjoy the quick interaction at the post office where now I'm like friends with her and I know about her life. And same with like the grocery store. I like to make that interaction meaningful
Yeah.
or thoughtful. Like even if it's just making a joke or asking how they're doing, I think that's kind of important to me. But I also don't know if that's like probably rooted in something traumatic. Like I'm always alone, so I don't want anyone else to feel alone.
Well, regardless, it does seem like it comes natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
to-
does.
Yeah.
It really doesn't take anything out of me to just like, crack a smile or be nice or be inviting. What about you two?
What do I like about myself? That was the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like my confidence.
Like what I hate about everyone else is that they think I'm confident, but what I love about myself is that
It's
I'm
my
confident.
I feel like a lot of the things that I like about myself, it's just really amusing to myself.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's kind of
life is
the
amusing
great
though.
thing
Yeah.
because
Yes.
sometimes what I thought about this question was because not so much of like, oh, like I love this about me, but it's more in a way you get the chance to tell people, not like your best version of you, but
Yeah.
something that they might not actually ever get to know about
Mhm.
you because they don't know that you feel that way.
Sure.
And so it's kind of like a weird small insight to like the first question was like how do people see you, but this is more of like how do you see yourself?
Sure.
That's beautiful. But also, like, isn't the hope in life to let people know that and live a life where they see that? Like you advocate for that, you show up for that, or maybe that's the difference
Yeah.
between an introvert and an
Yeah.
extrovert is somebody who is not pushing that agenda. But for me, like, my goal is to my mission in life is to make sure that everybody feels connected. We're all in this together. Everyone together,
Yeah.
Will that
So-
be an extroverted quality that you
Yeah.
appreciate about yourself?
Because I don't feel that way at all.
Me either.
Yeah. You're like, I really want to be here.
Well, for me, like sharing and talking does take a lot out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the things that I like about myself are really just the things, I guess the things that fill my cup. Is a lot of just like passive observing or noticing behaviors in people
Mhm.
that I really like because there is an appreciation for other people in general. But
Yeah.
passively.
Well, and I think the
It
thing
can
that
be passive.
yeah,
though.
because I think what I miss out on your experience is that because I'm usually performing
Mhm.
or I'm the one that's like entertaining because that's like also what I want to do, I don't get to witness everything because I'm also the one so hyper
Mhm.
focusing on like everyone's experience.
Sure.
That I'm
Mhm.
not picking up on some of those like little intricate
Intricate.
intricacies. Is there an inconsistencies?
Yeah. There's inconsistencies in your intricacies.
Okay, I want to change the ad to Webster's Dictionary. Google. It'll change your life. Okay, so then your answer is
My answer is I guess I just like what I like about myself is just the observation of other people. I don't know. And
Yeah.
absorbing that. Yeah, I like that. Because like you said, I guess like a lot of times some people, if you're not mindful in certain situations, you miss out on learning about people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say too, our relationship in the way that you've been able to bring things up to me that I may have missed in my own behavior,
Mhm.
like you've always done it in a very like we've knock on wood, we've not really ever fought
Right.
and classically, like historically for me, that's a win. Like, but even with you, Jamie, we haven't really ever fought. I think that there's times that
No.
we've danced around like irritations and frustrations,
Mhm.
especially with the fact that you're
With-
in work with me
yeah.
and everything. But with us too, like, and even like in our travels, like maybe it was a drunken anger or something stupid, but I don't think we've ever gotten to a deep fight. But I know that there's been a few times that you've been able to say things or call me out on something, and it's always been in a very supportive way where I didn't like even feel like I was getting too hot in the moment.
Well, it's always a respect for the relationship first
Yeah.
and not so much proving your point
Mm,
or having one up on somebody else.
yeah.
And so I think that makes it easier to sort of have understanding
Yeah.
and not come at things in the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, that's important because I actually made a list of some of the things that's bothered me about you. Just kidding. Okay. Well,
I like
I
what
like that
you said because then for me,
Jamie, that's my answer. You have to have your own answer.
Just because you both are wearing denim chambray
No.
today. Chambray all day.
because I don't have that skill at all.
Okay.
But like I like more introverted, but I think I'm too busy concerned about like how I'm being perceived to like quiet that
Ooh.
out
Yeah.
to then like notice all the like more subtle quiet moments.
Yeah.
So then like hearing how like you really love that about yourself, that's something you enjoy, like makes me want to be like I want to
Oh.
work on quieting that out. So
Yeah.
then I can like also have those like observances and stuff.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I really like that.
But you know what? Also, now that you mention that, I think a big part of my development and growth has been not like, because that is how I think I start my thought process too. It's like,
Mhm.
what do I look like? What does
Mhm.
everyone think of me? But then I realize that more and more as I'm getting comfortable with myself, I'm beginning to just stop it. Like it
Yeah.
starts and then I just stop it and then I just, jump in.
Yeah.
Which I think is maybe growth, but also could
I
be,
think so.
I hope, because I also don't want to go too far where I'm like, completely oblivious to my own,
Well, there are times when I definitely get in my own head and think, what are people thinking of me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
To the point where you sort of even just shut down in the moment too. And so to recover from that is sometimes difficult.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, you sort of develop coping mechanisms or I guess responses using anxiety. And what's nice is you can turn it into like socially acceptable like habits. So even sometimes when I do get anxious or like self-conscious, then I do channel like a Jason Rhee moment where I'm just like, okay, well, let's turn it up a notch. And that sort of distracts me from my
Yeah.
own.
Oh, do you really actually call it the Jason Rhee?
No, but like,
Oh, that made me feel so important for a moment.
I
like,
can start.
no, it's fine. It's too late now. The moment has passed.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's like the Jason Rhee effect because, I when I first started like working events with you, we were going to a lot of industry events,
yeah.
and then you said like made me feel like so ill,
Yeah,
and
you
then
hated it.
I hated it, but then I like pretended to be this social person who works with Jason, and we're two like social butterflies.
That was so not even how I wanted. I like literally just invited you because I thought it would be fun for you.
I
I
know,
didn't even
like
think
food
about.
and drinks.
Well, yeah, and the
and
thing is, I don't
stuff.
think about what it means for other people that are not comfortable with it. And again, I'm not. It's not that I'm even that comfortable because I've been insecure
Yeah.
for so long. But I do have to say, I don't even know if I'm really shy anymore. I used to be very shy, but I feel like it's kind of slowly cracking away as I'm like accepting the fact that I may not look, like
I don't think you're
you
shy
know,
at all. I think you have
Shang-Chi.
insecurities,
Yeah,
but I don't think you're like shy at all. Or maybe in specific
moments.
social situations,
Yeah.
you're not shy at all. Like in like
I think when
a
I feel
work
vulnerable
kind of right.
and feeling vulnerable, that's something I also realized growing up in the last 2 years is my vulnerability is very sacred to me. And when I feel violated is usually when I feel exploited in my vulnerabilities. And I've gotten very good and strategic and confident in showing you my vulnerability, but it's not truly my vulnerability.
It's a
like
controlled vulnerability.
it's like one step before like my actual,
Sure.
like my messy room
Mhm.
versus like me being like, oh, my room is so messy.
Right.
But then like when you actually seen my messy room as you were laughing, thank you, Jamie, which by the way, it's been clean now.
I know.
Thank you. That could be the sobriety. I don't know. It could be just also quelling anxiety, but also anxiety too. I didn't realize that anxiety played such a big part in all of our neuroses and our and anxiety links and ADD links to addiction and all. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hold on. Did you answer the question?
Oh, I did not.
I know.
Okay, damn it. I went on a ramble. I took it. See,
So selfish.
so selfish. Can I change my answer? What I love of myself is that I let other people answer their questions. Okay. Jamie.
I don't know. Like I think maybe I like to think that I tend to process situations and like spend the time to process them
Yeah.
to then understand my feelings about it.
Mhm.
Because then, like, years ago, I couldn't. Like, if something, like, upset me or something, I just couldn't process it, and it just sit with me, and it's, like, too late. And so I'm, like, getting better at, like, vocalizing my feelings kind of
Sooner.
But apart from that, of just, like, being able to, like, speak for myself, I think that processing situations, I try to focus on that because then I think it helps me like understand other people's actions that are so different than mine.
Mhm.
And so then I'm kind of able to like let things go more than I used to be. Like I used to be such a very like I don't agree with this behavior.
Yeah.
This is wrong. This is right.
Sure.
But I'm like trying to be more open, not just on the surface of like
Yeah.
other people's behaviors and why they act that way or why they feel like they have to like whatever actions.
You could just label them as like, oh, she's unwell.
No, like I can see why she's feeling that way.
Yeah.
And maybe they're like he or she is like or they're like, like processing those emotions in a certain action. I wouldn't ever because like I don't think that that's like in my mind right,
Uh-huh.
but that's just like in my mind. And
Yeah.
so I'm kind of like trying to give more space to other people's like
Wrongness.
reactions and like
Yeah.
kind of be more at peace.
That's nice.
It just is.
Well, I think it's great because at the end of the day, there's always going to be different people who have different understandings of life.
Yeah. And like in ways that I can't even like
Right.
actually imagine. And
Yeah.
it can be like so much more like difficult or like some like such a burden or something and a like just experiences because I feel like I've had a pretty easy not that I floated. I feel like I've carried a lot of like but that's more like internal, but
Sure.
like externally, like
Yeah.
I've had it pretty good.
You've lived a very, I think it's because you've also lived, you've lived a structured life in
Yeah.
the sense that what you can control, you've controlled,
Yes.
which is also why it's so hilarious because you both are pretty disciplined
Mhm.
in the way that you both set things up and like even budgets and like you are probably so similarly disciplined and like when you buy something, you're going to use it. Versus I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm on a feeling I'm going to buy this sketch pad and sketch, like, and then it's just sitting
Like I'll
back.
need it.
Yeah, I'll need it. The just in case,
The
like we
just
talked
in
about.
case.
But
I
do-
mean, but to say that like I've been able to keep my very structured life, so as soon as something that like I'm not prepared for, it's gonna enter my life someday, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna.
maybe I'm the practice for that because I've been throwing you all the things.
I know.
I really have.
You've been handling it well. Yeah. He's a mess.
But I also do have to say you both have probably been the strongest pillars in my life next to my sister, but like you both have really always been there and continue to keep me from, I think, completely being derailed, but also like you have never made me feel not seen, not heard, and I've always like just been really grateful how you both have advocated for me for so long.
And likewise.
Yeah, and I feel so blessed and so excited that we got to do this like special 20th episode together because I know that like in 20 years we're going to be able to look back on this and be like, man, we were so cute.
Totally.
These three idiots.
Or we're like, oh my God, what the fuck were we talking about?
Well, can I ask, like, what does the future hold for the podcast?
Good question.
Okay, that's a great question. I think what I'm really excited about is, with new talent coming into the family, we have
Mhm.
Noah now who will have his own episode, so he'll have his, and you guys will be able to see how cute he is. So handsome, so masculine, so handsome. I'm excited for kind of like the new layers of connection, right? Like, I
Mhm.
think looking back on the 19 episodes, and again, like starting from a place when you listen to the first one, I was so scared. We
Mhm.
talked about it for 3 years, like
Mhm.
4 years, never did it. And then to just throw ourselves into we're now like we've literally set up lights, like there's like, professional equipment, like we have people coming
Yeah.
on board to help making this happen. Like I'm really excited for just the opportunities that will come in just self-development, growth, understanding one another, but also like what this means for anyone else that touches this podcast and how they can then use it to, share their joy, share their trauma, share their pain, share their, wins and woes, and being able to then, use it for their next big opportunity. I think that's what I'm most excited about. I definitely want to be more open too about where I am in my life. Obviously, the last few months have been challenging, like with all of the changes in the business, and then also just my own development of becoming sober and being able to admit, like on a bigger platform, that I am an addict.
Mhm.
I think that's really exciting because that's also holding me accountable, and it's making me responsible. But I'm also like, it's making me truly get a little bit like what you were saying, like understand that like, just because I think it's wrong or I think it's different doesn't mean that it's not okay for someone to live that or believe that. And so I think that's what I'm excited for too, is maybe bringing some people that I wouldn't normally bring onto a podcast, like not so much of a kumbaya moment, but also just having deeper conversations of even educating myself or putting myself in situations. Like I thought it'd be really cool to bring somebody who I've had conflict with in the past and maybe
Mhm.
figuring out how we can work through the conflict if we haven't already on an episode. That could be, I think, unique. But I also just really encourage people to comment and actually like tell me what they want to hear. Like our millions and millions of listeners, like we just have so many. But like I would love for more feedback from people, and I would love to hear more because I do get a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Sounds like you want to say something.
No, I just got reminded of something.
Yeah.
The sandwich conversation.
Oh, the sandwich conversation. We never brought.
Just I know.
Do we want to bring it back?
I don't know. Nancy told us her favorite sandwich.
The question was like, what's your favorite sandwich? So maybe we should bring it back because I think that's like and I
maybe.
love me a sandwich.
I know.
What is your favorite? What is your current favorite sandwich?
Or what could be like a fun thing? And then all these questions only I ask them because they only serve myself at the end of the day. 'cause
Yeah,
it's like,
but there's somebody else out there
Yeah.
that's curious.
because I was like, I mean, this is like more like a lame one, but like like a current like pump up song, because like
That's a great question.
Oh, I do like that. Okay, so maybe let's do like favorite.
Maybe we move on from the sandwich because that was
Well,
like,
how
a
about
dud.
not? Let's take out we're gonna sandwich, but how about we do like what is the one thing you can continue to eat like multiple times a week, like
Uh-huh.
here in LA or wherever you live. I already
Mhm.
know my answer.
Yeah.
Crispy rice,
Crispy
the crispy rice salad from Sri Siam.
Shout out to Sri Siam.
Yes, we will have her also. We will be doing a podcast with that whole family and just
So excited.
shout
for
out to you.
that.
Shout out to you, Sri Siam. And
But they deserve it.
they-
We love Sri Siam.
Yeah, the food is amazing. You'll see it on my stories like 3 times a week.
Multiple people
yeah.
ask me.
I've been taking everybody there,
stories.
anyone and everybody. They're one of the first to bring it to the States, and it's the way that they prepare the salad as well.
That's
it's
the way
like-
they prepare the rice.
Yeah, it's typical traditional crispy rice salad has chunks of crispy rice, but this is fried grains individually. 1 minute. We've got 1 minute.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
so
okay,
what is
song.
yours?
What's your song?
Oh,
Or food, obsession food, and then song quickly.
pizza. I love pizza. I can eat it all day, every day.
What place is like a
Doesn't matter to me.
oh,
Oh my God.
okay.
Well, skip me. What's your play song? We got 1 minute.
My current pump up song, Naturally by Selena Gomez.
Oh,
It's a fun song.
okay.
It's one of her
I'm trying to
earlier
pull up my.
classics.
Okay, and then you go, Jamie. What about you?
Well, I've been like blabbing about. I've been sleeping on Jasmine Sullivan's
Oh,
album.
Jasmine Sullivan's album.
Oh,
Yes.
great.
Put It Down is like
Okay.
I can't relate to that right now, but I just love the song. And I guess currently Sri Siam crispy rice salad. It's the one thing we've been eating like
Every day.
every week,
Every day.
once a week, every
It's just
week.
so good.
Love
It's
it.
so good.
Oh my
And the
God,
fact
okay,
that they're close
okay.
on. Okay. And then my favorite pump up song right now is any song from the Fire Island soundtrack. Watch Fire Island on Hulu, but their soundtrack is fire, and that's one of my favorites. And any song that's on Good Trouble on Love good trouble.
How do we
Okay,
wrap this up?
thank you so much for listening to the 20th episode. I love you guys so much for listening and supporting. Thank you for sharing, and I cannot wait for the next 20 episodes. And please make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and again, transfer me money via Venmo. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, wait, don't go yet. Make sure you subscribe and like and follow and transfer me via Venmo. Thanks for listening.